So this is going to be another Theresa Access video. The day we're going to cover queries. We're going to talk about creating queries in the design view, creating queries with the query wizard. We're going to talk about using the expression builder. I also want to talk about filtering with criteria and probably sorting, and one or two math functions in the query so you can view how they tally, at least tally up a column. Okay, so let's get started. I don't have a lot of time, my sister dear. So here we go. All right, first, to create a query, go to the Create tab. Oh, first, let me say this. I'm using what they call a Northwind Traders database. It has a large number of tables in it, and my particular database used in the last video was brief, to say the least. It only had 2 tables in it. So I want to do some relation, pull some tables, pull some relations in so you can really see how it works. So you go out and you download Northwind Traders. It comes with Access. And in your opening screen, it says samples. You go to that sample tab, and it will allow you to download this database. On with the video. Go to the Create tab. I'm going to use the Query Wizard first. Query Wizard is a good way to look at your data. It runs a generic query, and it's really simple, and it's easy to use. You can then go back in and edit in the design view to get your specifics. But in order to dump information and filter, let's say it's a filtering kind of query, it's really quick and dirty and simple. And I'll show you how simple right here. Query Wizard, click the Query Wizard. And here's a simple Query Wizard. It's a simple query in the wizard. You also can find duplicate records, which is good to know. You can get in and delete your duplicates. Also, you can find unmatched query records, unmatched records, that are not related to any data. They're really just like orphans or ghosts out there, and you can build a relationship by adding information in fields. Probably that's most likely how they become orphans, is that some data has been deleted from the record. Okay, but right now we're just going to do a simple query. Click OK. We have table selection and field selection. Okay, select tables by using the toggle. I want to do a customer's report. I want the customer's ID. I click the right arrow or the greater than arrow. Okay. And I want the customer's name. You can double click, add its name, email address. Well, what if you don't want the email address? Use the less than arrow and it sends it back. That's all information I want. I don't want any personal information in that. So I'm going to go to another, what I want to relate this with. Orders. That's what you have customers for. So I'm going to go to order detail. In the orders detail, I want the order ID, the product name. It says product ID, but it's a name. I want the unit price and the quantity. And that'll do. I'm going to go next. It says, do you want to show these fields? Yes, I want to see all the fields in the report. If I wanted to see less fields, I can use the summary and I can select the fields. But after I create the report, I'll show you that I have a way of cutting the fields down. I'm going to click next. I want to see the query immediately. So I'm going to say finish. Oh, I didn't name it. It'll allow me to name it, hopefully. But this is the query. And I want to dress it up here so you can see the names of the actual product that was purchased. Okay, and here's the order ID. This is the customer ID, customer's last name, first name. Okay, the unit price, and then the number of items purchased. And that is a query created in the query wizard. Now, if I wanted to look at this query in design view or edit this query, suppose I didn't want certain fields to show up. These check marks here will toggle those fields out of my report. Let's see, unit. Let's see here. Let's say unit price I don't want to see. Order details I don't want to see. I just want to see what they ordered and who ordered. So I go here to the run query. I've disabled those fields, and I click run query, and you see that those fields are no longer shown in my query. If I want to use this query over and over again, say like I added these orders are always growing because hopefully we're always doing business, and I'll come back and I run this query, it'll be different data. Okay, so I want to save this query. I don't want to have to create this query every time, so I would save this query, and I want to rename that puppy. So I'm going to close it, and I'll cancel that. I would like to name it. It's saved. It's customer query 1. So I'm going to close it. Okay. Now, that was using the wizard. There is a way to create a query in design view. Wow. So I'm going to go to the create, and I'm going to go to query design view. It's almost the same thing. You just have more control, and if you practice, it becomes easier, or in some respects just as easy or easier than the query wizard. So I'm going to click design. This is my table selection. You know, you select tables and then you select fields from the table. Let's do an employee report here, or query. So I'm going to add the employee. You double click, or you can click the add. Another table I need is, let's go with orders. Order detail and orders. You can see these are all related. Sorry, I want to close that because I'm through with it. You can see these are all related, and I want you to recognize that one employee can have many orders, and the order details for each order, there's a bunch of detail, okay, for each record. So what fields? These are table selections. What fields? I want the employee ID, so I can either grab it and drag it down to there. I want the employee last name. You can double click, or you can click in here and select the field employee's first name, and no personal information. I would like the employee ID. I got that already. Order ID, sorry. I would like the order ID, the order date, and the customer who ordered it. And now, you note that I probably should have the customer first. So I want to click here and drag him over. Nope, sorry. I'd like to move him over. But that's okay. We'll recognize that he's out of sequence. I would like it over here. Now, lastly, I want some information for my order detail. I would like the quantity and the unit price. And we don't give discounts. I don't even know what that feels in there. Okay. Now that I've created my query, as I look at my fields, okay, it's almost the same as the query wizard. Remember, I went to the design view from the query wizard. To see my data or to see my query, I would like to run this. And again, I would like to make sure all the fields are visible. And that's pretty good. All right. You see I have a lot of data. Suppose I want to say, okay, let's see how many Jan has sold. Jan's a good employee. Her ID number is 3. I could go back into the design view and use my criteria. Now, I could type in there equals, her number was 3, and run my query. And you see, I have Jan, and all the IDs are 3. Or, for those who don't know the syntax of criteria, I could go into the there is a build in my design. Here it is, builder. I call it the query builder, but it's also a criteria builder. And the criteria field has a certain syntax. And if it can be complicated, it is like dot notation for programmers who know dot notation. It won't be that hard. It's the table, the field, and then the criteria. But I want to go in and recreate that. So I want to use the table, and it's a customer table. Nope, it was employee. Sorry, employee table. And it was the employee ID. And here we have the dot notation. These are square brackets. Employee table dot square brackets ID. And I wanted to equal. Here you have the possibilities. Equals, greater than, less than, not equal to, and, or, not, something like. Okay. But I want it to be equal to, what was her number? Her number was 3. Okay. And when I click OK, you'll see that it built the same way I did. Okay. The criteria in that criteria row. Now I'm going to run that query, and I get the same output. Well, let's see. There is another row here that is included with the criteria, or the ID equals 1. Now we'll see. What do you think? Inclusive. All 3s and all 1s. Here we go. That's criteria. I could also do something on the date. I could, let's sort this date. Sort oldest to newest. And that's the way it is. Let's go newest to oldest. There you go. And it'll turn it upside down. You notice that all the information with the table, all the information in the row is sorted on this particular criteria. And now let's go back to design and see, did we add anything? No, we didn't. We just simply sorted it. I would like to run a query. Let's take the or out. Run a query that and take the quantity out. I don't need the customer's ID. I want to do some math here with this unit price. And let's pretend that she just ordered 1. The customer just ordered 1 item. I run the query. One of these, one of these, one of these. And I would like to see in this column the total. The sum is the way it's put. But over here, you can see there's a total button in the records tab. There is a total button. I click total. And then I say what field. What field. And there's this toggle. I pull down the toggle. It says sum. Let's see. She sold $200 worth of product. Or the average sale was $28.57. And the maximum sale was $81. And the minimum sale was 3.5. And let's go back to sum. Okay, now by doing this, I could play with this in design view and I could pretty much pull out the information. Later we'll talk about attaching these queries to reports, and then we'll have the whole package. We could set up our queries the way we want them and create reports for each record or for mass reports like this. Okay, this has been Access 3, Theresa Access number 3.